Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV video. Today, I'm going to go over some general preparations for patch 6.3, which comes out on January 10th, which is 13 days from this video. So usually in these patches, you don't get the full content. You get half of it now and half of it in 6.35 in this case. So in 8 weeks, preferably in March, we should be seeing the other half of the content. So right now in 6.3, you're going to be getting the 24-man raid Sign from Myths of the Realm, because right now we have the Agalia, and you're going to want to do the Agalia about 9 times, so you guys can get 9 coins. These coins are to upgrade your Causality Tombstone gear, the Lunar set, if you don't do Savage. These coins can be traded for the upgraded items in the vendor, which is going to be right around the corner. Alright, when the Sign is released, the 24-man raid, you only can do it once per week. So 1 piece of gear per week per upgrade. You won't really get anything for your weapons if you have a lunar weapon, because that usually gets added later on, but your gear can be upgraded in 6.3. Next, we're going to be getting a new PvP arena, which is going to be a Kugane type trick house that you guys probably have seen in the trailer and of course the live letter. So the PvP Crystal Conflict can be unlocked in the Wolf's Den. I already made a video about that in my unlocking PvP video. Season 3 is going to be ending, which Season 4 is going to be starting, and Series 2 is going to be ending, and we're going to be getting Series 3. So if you go into your PvP profile, Series Malmstones, you have about 13 days to get yourself to Series level 25 to get your Dragon Mount, as well as the Cruise Chaser from the Rival Wings. So this is going to be going away in 13 days, so I highly recommend doing it now as fast as humanly possible. You can do ranked or unranked Crystal Conflict to get them really fast. But it's going to take you a while to get these, and most likely they will add these in some time in the future if you guys miss out. But Series 3 will begin in patch 6.3 on January 10th. So highly recommend doing this while it lasts. So next is going to be Tataru's Grand Endeavor. This is a side quest that takes Tataru, and you're going to be going around meeting a bunch of NPCs that you have met from AR to Endwalker. So the first part is going to be with Sicard and Limsa Lominsa to do the main story quest of Endwalker, to do that. The next part, you're going to end up having to do the Sky Pirates, which is going to be part of the 24-man raid of Heaven's Ward, the Shadows of Mach. You're going to have to do the Void Ark, the Wiping City of Mach, and then Doomscathe. That's what we like to call it, because people like to die so many times back then. So you're going to have to do all 3 of these. Luckily, there is the Moogle Tombstone event, so you most likely will have a very fast queue to get into this. Now, in order to unlock that, you must complete the Heaven's Ward main story, and then go to the Astrologians Guild area in the Pillars, right about here, at X14.1, Y10.7, to start the Sky Pirates side quest with them. After that is done, you're then going to go into the Ruby Sea to do an auspicious encounter to do the Four Lords side quest. This will take place in the Ruby Sea right before you go into the Yansha area, which I'll show you right now. So it's going to be right here with Soroban at X5.5, Y16.0. You're going to be going into the Hell's Lid dungeon to fight Genbu. Then you'll be doing Byakko, Suzaku, and Seiryu in normal mode fights, which can be easily duoed unsynced. Since I've only did up to Byakko solo, just grab a friend to help you with that to wipe them all out pretty quickly. You are going to be getting a cool Far Eastern glamour with this quest. If you guys haven't seen the videos about that already, just Google on YouTube, or you should be on the front page before you log in. It basically will show you what's coming up, but it's pretty cool. I don't like it because I don't like Far Eastern stuff, but if you're really into that, I highly recommend you start catching up on Tataru's Grand Endeavor. Next is going to be crafting and gathering. I already made a video about this dedicated, but I'm going to go over it yet again for you guys. So we're getting a full left side and full right side rework. So we're getting a whole new gear for both non-script users and script users. So we're both going to be hitting on both sides here. Alright, as for materials, I highly recommend making the current endgame materials. They're most likely going to rehash these all in the new recipes. Just going off of Shadowbringers. Stormblood, they did the same thing, but they actually threw in normal items as well. But make sure you prep these most importantly. But also make sure you make some ARK and velvet, the chondrite ingots, the Taurus skin leather, and stuff like that, just in case you might need those as well. There's going to be most likely a new recipe as well, like the Death Hand Dissolvents from Shadowbringers and stuff like that. And of course, there's going to be a new script item from Purple Scripts that we will eventually get through the tribe quest in 6.35. So make sure you have those all set and ready to go. And also make sure you have tinctures of grade 7 made of intelligence, dexterity, and strength, because there shouldn't be a new tincture until 6.4, and ultimate comes out 2 weeks after, which is the Metal Protocol, aka top for short. Make sure you have these as well. I've actually just sold some not that long ago for 126,000 for 50, so I highly recommend making a bunch of tinctures as well. You don't need food or potions in order to make these. You just need one high quality grade 5 alkahest in order to do that if you're wearing the pack maker sets. Because the high quality alkahests, just let me show you guys real quick, will give you half of what you need. So you basically are getting half of your high quality that you need to 100%. And if you guys are looking for a macro for that, I have it right here. So you guys can pause the video and then you can basically write all this down, since it is a tweak of a previous rotation that I used. If you're doing the 35 durability materials, you guys can use this one here, which you can just grab from my video that I did a long time ago. The macro should be in the comment section down below in that video, thanks to someone who did it for me. Because doing the macros on a PS4 or PS5 controller is hell on earth. So make sure you guys have those materials ready to go and those tinctures made. Next, make sure you have a buttload of grade 9 and grade 10 materia, but also grade 4, 3s, and 2s and 1s to cap out that last bit of stats pretty easily, because the lower materia, the easier it is to overmeld in a grade 5 slot. Alright, if you guys want to meld optimally, usually the Balanced Discord or Teamcraft website will help you guys out with that, but ultimately you don't need the best stats possible melded in order to do anything in this game, so don't worry about that too much. Just grab as much grade 9 and 10 as humanly possible. Continue doing your spirit bonding like we did in the past. Continue doing your script farming like we did in the past. I recommend for purple the Barvarois for Culinarian. Pretty easy. White, I would stay away from the Papoda Pancakes because you can just easily do the Drought from Alchemist pretty easily. And also Carpenter has the wrist, which are pretty easy to do as well, and you can spirit bond your gear as well if you still have the Arcane and the accessories still hanging around. Just make sure you use your spirit bond potion and your Butter Crown Pie for increased spirit bonding. For gatherers, spirit bonding is pretty easy. Just go and gather some materials from the legendary nodes. With the spirit bond potion should be just fine, and you guys should be spirit bonding pretty quickly. There's another way that you guys can get crafting and gathering material, which I'll be taking part in the next segment, which is going to be Island Sanctuary. Alright, so here we are on my Island Sanctuary. They're going to be giving us the option to put outdoor furnishings on our island to make it more personalized, but that's going to be in a future update. The workshop is going to be getting a overhaul, UI most likely, and it's going to be a little bit more mainstream when you're doing your supply and demand review, so everything's going to be a little bit changed so you'll be able to see everything without really having to go into each category, because this can be quite annoying at sometimes. So this is all going to be mainstreamed a little bit easier. We're getting new handicrafts, so hopefully some new materials, but everything is going to be changing to make it a little bit more easier to understand. Hopefully we'll be getting new facilities. I think they said we're going to get new facilities, and we'll also be getting new landmarks. The only one that we've seen so far, and that's the landmark right in the back there, the lighthouse, is a roller coaster type looking landmark. As for animals, we're going to be getting a marble seedling we're going to be getting a griffin and a tiger. Of course, we got the ones we already have here. The other thing that's going to be pretty good for us is that getting the leavings from all the animals at once instead of having to do individually like we have to do here. So there's no option to collect all. So that's another quality of life that we're going to be getting. Also, you cannot get rid of an animal under the care of a mammoth. That's changing in 6.3. I remember one of our community members, you probably know him as Drac, he got an alligator and he couldn't get rid of an animal to get his alligator because everyone was under the care of a mammoth, and so he lost his alligator. So that is never going to be happening ever again. And also, we're going to be getting new crops, and also you'll be able to get all your crops at once, just like we're going to be doing with animals. So instead of doing each individually, you can get them all at the same time. Okay, so that's the changes to that. Now, coming back into the hut here is where you're going to be getting your rewards. Now, we are going to be getting new rewards. Most likely the alligator mount is going to be from Island Sanctuary. I would be surprised if it doesn't. But materia, as you can see here, grade 9 and 10 can be gotten through 750 blues or 1500 for grade 10. Now, if you're doing green, which is basically just passing in gatherer materials, you are going to be getting 3500 for grade 10 and 1750 for grade 9, which is completely outrageous. I would not do that. So just use your blue calories to get your grade 9 and 10. Okay? You're most likely going to be needing your calories for upgrades for the next update, but right now, use your calories on getting your materia. This is how I got most of my materia. I just basically spent all my blue calories, and then I ended up gaining more as time goes by. So this is basically how I did it. And of course the exports is going to be right next to it. So if you want to get rid of all your materials and start anew, this is where you pass everything in. It's going to be 12 for each leavings for your animals. The crops vary. These are going to be getting through blue calories, so of course they're going to be 6 per turn in, because you get, I think, 5 per crop, and then you get 4 and 5 of the other ones. Raw materials from the granary, you get 25 per, and usually you will get 4 every time they come back every morning. And then the regular materials is just 3 greens for each one. So that is basically where you're going to be getting your materia if you don't want to craft or gather. And of course the orchestrium, which is right next to it, you'll be able to play the music wherever you are and hear it wherever you are on your island. And whoever visits your island, they can hear the music too. So that's also coming in on the Sanctuary in 6.3. Without this update in 6.3, the whole patch would have sucked until March. So that's basically all that's going to be coming in 6.3 for Island Sanctuary. Now, one last thing before we wrap up, and when 6.35 comes around, I will make a prep video for that as well. But one more thing that most likely are going to be doing, the current crafted gear that we have, which is whatever the hell you pronounce this is most likely are going to get the classical treatment, where we are going to be augmenting the crafted set as well. So make sure if you're going with the crafted set, that you're most likely going to have to do the same exact thing. We're going to have to use the tombstones to get some kind of rain, and then we're going to upgrade our tools or weapons and stuff like that through the same method that we did with the classical set. Now for the lunar upgrades, you're going to be doing that with the gear exchange with the next to the tombstone exchange. And like I said earlier, you're going to be getting these materials through the coins. Not the brine, because the brines are for the weapons, but you're most likely going to be trading them for twines and for the shines for your accessories if you're doing with the lunar set. Also, what they're most likely going to be doing is using your, if I can find them, your sacks of nuts from the hunt. You're also going to be getting, I think, 3,000 for the accessories and 4,000 for the left side of the body. You also can get those upgrades as well if you don't want to do the 24-man raid as well. So you can use your hunt nuts to also get those upgrades, and that's going to be over here in the bar area at X 10.5, Y 7.4 in Razat Han. And of course, the other exchange is going to be at X 10.9, Y 10.4 for your Tombstone set as well. So the other things that are coming in 6.35 is going to be the Loporet Crafting Tribe. We are going to be getting the Relic Weapons for Battle Jobs, which is the Hildebrand, which also will be getting Hildebrand Adventures. We're also going to be getting the Custom Delivery Client, I believe is in 6.35, which is going to be in Ilmeg. And then we also have the Splendiferous Tools, which is going to be the Dragon Song equivalent for Crafters and Gatherers in 6.35. So all that stuff is going to be coming in about probably March or so. But we won't know that until later down the year. Alright, so guys, that's pretty much going to be it, I think. The one thing I also forgot to mention is make sure you stock up on battle material as well. Some people might be melding the crafted augmented set as well. So make sure you grab as many grade 9 and grade 10 battle materia as humanly possible. And I highly recommend the Hunt Train because you'll be getting these clusters and crystals from the hunt. You can get one or both at the same time from those A ranks. Our server, which is Gilgamesh on Aether, usually runs at 10:30 in the morning and then usually sometime in the afternoon, and we do about 2 times a day. So if you're on Aether, come to Gilgamesh around 10:30 a.m. and you should be able to hunt with us as well to get these clusters. You also can get them through Wondrous Tales with the certificates if you manage to get a couple lines, or you can run your expert roulette to get you to the dungeons. You got treasure maps, and also you can do the Alliance Raid roulette or your leveling roulette as a adventurer in need in order to get your clusters as well. It's completely up to you. But other than that, that is going to be everything that you're going to need to prep for patch 6.3. Also, if you're doing the Omega Protocol, which is going to be the ultimate, you're going to have to do, was it P8S, which is Savage, in order to unlock that as well. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like if you found these useful. Any comments, questions, and or concerns, please put them in the comment section down below. I'm more happy to help you guys out with any questions you might have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy XIV content, and join the First Brood. If you guys want to join my Discord server, I do have the link in the About section down below, or hit the world icon on my YouTube banner. And if you guys want to support my channel monetarily, I do have YouTube memberships available. Both are completely optional. So until next time, if you're ever walking the glorious light, aloha Bahamut, and always remember to keep forging ahead. Take care.